Dr. Kesto Ortho says, but we still need to make a living. So what do? I just work less, don't need to make that extra dollar. I'll go hang with my kids and go golf. That's fine. You've solved it. That's all it is. Maybe it means going to halftime and not taking out a loan for a new Mercedes or a house that you don't really want. That's an idea, you know? Like those things can be let go. Like I tell you from here, Doc, like I know this feeling. It's a feeling, it's a FOMO, it's a missing out. I could be making more money. I could be doing this. What will it bring you? You know? I went through this. I mean, I still go through it to some extent because I look at like the social media platforms we have and how much reach we have. And if I really amped it up and said the things like Russell, Russell Brand, he says all the right things to trigger the conspiracy people to come click on his thing. And he's actually quite awake, but he does this very clearly, this kind of clickbait gaming thing, making a ton of money. Well, that's easy to do. I could do it easily. All this money left on the table, all this influence left on the table. But then you feel into it for like a second and you're like, but why? For what? For who? That doesn't feel right. This feels right. Whatever this is. So do that. You're right. We need to make a living. But it shows up. It shows up. The living will show up because we have so many expectations, so much conditioning, especially people who go into medicine. They're often trying to avoid deep feelings of unworthiness, inadequacy, shame, whatever. And so they accomplish and they hide an accomplishment to try to escape this thing they're living on top of, this vast, like for me, it's neediness. This became clear recently, like there's a vast, infinite pool of energetic neediness. I need validation. I need someone to see me for who I am. I need success so that people will know that I'm worth something. I need. So all this raw neediness is a pure primal life energy. But what do? We create stories and we avoid it by jumping into the stories. So we live on top of, as my friend Suzanne Chang would say, we live on top of the neediness instead of just allowing neediness. So now what happens is I'll be walking around on a trail and suddenly I will be struck with such a powerful sense of neediness. Like, I need somebody. I need anybody right here to tell this to, or I need to talk to so-and-so, or I just need, or I'm so lonely right now. I'm so lonely. It's heartbreaking how lonely I am. I feel like I'm going to die. It's so lonely. Just loneliness. And sometimes you do something like, you say something or you groan and moan or you sigh or you walk a little slower or faster. And sometimes you just sit with that and you allow it and then it's gone. Like everything, it passes. But instead we sit on top of it. We live on top of it. We construct entire life stories to avoid the feeling of that. Why? Because someone somewhere in our youth told us it wasn't okay to feel that was bad. Neediness. Don't show that. No. You're not needy. You're a tough orthopod. Making a ton of money, providing for your family, working full-time plus, doing hips and knees and spines. But you really want to do some of that because there's a joy and a calling there, but you want to be with your kid. Then do that. Oh, but I feel this. Okay, then feel that. Feel that fully. There's nothing else in the universe but that feeling. Let it overtake you. Sob, scream, hit the ground, cry, yell, all those things. And then the next thing happens and it's gone. It's not held. There's no story energetically keeping this feeling alive because it's never expressed. It wants to be expressed to personify it. Yeah, Nurse Nellie, you can't carry all that BS and be present for your family. I know this as a fact. It's true here. I found it out here. Like, I'm holding all this and then I'm not present for these kids or my wife. And then when it collapses, you realize even when they see you falling apart, they understand it's just presence. They just know it energetically and they're there. It's really beautiful. Really, life is the best teacher. It wakes you up. It wakes itself up. Because there's only life. Cortera says, I'm an RN in pre-post surgery at a Trauma One hospital in Virginia and went PT after having my baby, and now she's 7. Choosing when and how much I work is freeing. Family and peace over profit. 100%. Yep. Nailed it. That's it. And look, that's not true for everyone, and it's not true for every part of your life. It may be at some point you just want to bust your ass, save a bunch of money so you have the freedom to then tell everyone to fuck off. Maybe that's a thing, right? Ann Brown says, I'm an RN now going on 20 years, but if I'm called to do something, I will jump without fear. Beautiful, beautiful. But right now, this is your calling. It's beautiful. Joseph says, I'm an RN and I say, fuck life. It's a horrible teacher. I feel you, brother. Yeah. I know it can feel like that. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with how that feels. That's how it feels for you. Feels like that here sometimes. Absolutely. That's part of this. And you know what? This is the thing. Accept that feeling as everything. Like, yeah, life feels terrible. Life feels terrible. That's okay. It's our resistance to the feelings that arise and that actually makes the suffering.